this animal would have needed 2 hours to cross the road and could have been run over. Fortunately, this man behind the camera decided to give it a little push.
Palo por aquí, por aquí, por aquí, por aquí. Y lo subimos. No. Agárrate, eso. Espérate, dame un momento. No. Aguanta. Ay. Me dio miedo a la verga.
Sometimes even big snakes need help. This courageous man was able to overcome his fear and free the animal from the net. Many of us wouldn't even pay attention to this little bird, but not this man who gave a helpless sparrow a second chance at life.
And this rhino had its head stuck in a bucket, probably the clumsiest rhino in the world. Let's just pretend that this leopard was trying to ask for directions to the nearest village.
Circumvent man-made infrastructure to carry on with your grazing journey is really difficult for wild animals, like this deer who had to jump over a fence but got its foot stuck in a difficult position. But thankfully, there are people like this guy who go out of his way to free the poor animal.
Easy.
This Ukrainian soldier risked his life to evacuate a hamster left in a village that was hit with missiles.
Got it back on its feet. In the wild, this poor animal would have had little chance of survival. Luckily, it ended up in a special hospital for elephants, where it was fitted with a prosthesis.
This is why we need traffic police. This man freed an owl tangled up in a net. The bird's expression really conveys how happy it is. These people in Iceland rescued young puffins that came down from the mountains in search of food and couldn't fly back. The locals managed to capture them, take them to the mountains, and release them.
We're getting a lot closer to get you.
A cat got stuck in a small crack between two walls and was begging for help. They had to break down one of the walls to get the poor animal out.
Okay, here we go, video, So happy.
This turtle definitely knew it was going to get help. It swam purposefully towards the people and patiently waited to be set free.
found itself washed far from shore and in the middle of heavy boat traffic. But luckily, these guys just happened to be passing by and offered to give him a free ride.
No se cae. Llévela. Se cree que es Superman. Superman. You shouldn't feel like a fish out of water. There you go.
When James saw a Facebook post about some deer stuck in the middle of a frozen lake, he called up his dad and they broke out their hovercraft.
Well, let's grab that other leg.
They pulled off a father-son rescue mission unlike anything you've ever seen.
This good boy ended up in the middle of the water, but fortunately, he swam to the right place at the right time.
Found a fox that was killing their chickens, and despite all of its crimes, they felt bad for the animal, so they released it back into the wild.
Эй, Акела, привет!
This wolf asked a trucker for food, and the man wasn't afraid to feed the wild animal practically by hand.
So I want to show you, we took that mold last time.
These guys really wanted to help a duck without a leg, so they made a special prosthetic using 3D printing technology. Moment of truth.
Oh man, it's aligned properly. You just got to put it down. Come on.
This guy is helping a snake that tried to climb through a hole that turned out to be too small for it.
Might be cute, but they're not the most clever that need support. Sometimes, humans do too. So when this farmer felt sad and lonely, these dogs fetched the cows to cheer up their owner together.
These firefighters pulled a cat out of a burning house, and now the rescue team is trying to bring it back to life using an oxygen mask. This man decided to free the wolf even though the animal tried to bite him several times. But at least it looks like the wolf felt bad once it was rescued.
Goodbye.
This cat was hopelessly trying to climb out of the water. It was very lucky that there were people passing by at that very moment. And this very attentive girl helped a hermit crab find a new home. A raccoon had its head firmly stuck under the dumpster, and it took a lot of time and effort to get it out of there.
Bloop! You'd be like, why didn't you burrito her with a towel?
Thank you for showing me.
The goat mom beckoned a person to come in order to rescue her kids from a hole.
Come here, baby. Oh my God. Come here, baby. Come here, baby.
This man put his own life in danger to save a distressed wolf. The man used his one hand to try and free the wolf's paw from the trap, while using his iron rod to safely keep the beast at a distance. The animal was in excruciating pain.
It seems as if this elephant had already accepted its destiny and wasn't even trying to escape. but a group of resourceful people intervened. Now the little elephant can return to its family.
A humpback whale, one of our planet's most majestic creatures, was found stranded on a beach in Brazil. Astounding footage taken by amazed onlookers shows how tears stream down the whale's face as if it's mourning its own death. But then, the unthinkable happened. These heroes came together and managed to push the whale back into the ocean, saving its life. Herd that was stuck in mud. They had tried all night to get out, but instead, they had just sunk deeper and deeper. Now, buffaloes, especially when they're in distress, are very dangerous to approach, making it a very risky rescue mission. But these guys decided to take that risk in order to save them. After getting all that help from wildlife workers who saved their lives, this is how the buffaloes thanked them.
These fishermen found a crab with a barnacle attached to its mouth and helped the animal get rid of the uninvited guest. They even gave the crab some fish. This guy noticed a strange bag in the river. When he opened it up, he learned that this was a result of someone being extremely cruel. The puppy was barely breathing, but thankfully they managed to bring the poor animal back to life, and now it's safe and sound.
This cub was alone on the steppe and was very happy when he saw these people, as if he knew that he would find a loving home within this warm and caring family. It is hard to say how long this bull had been in the water without being able to get out before these people spotted it. They had to work hard to bring the bull back to dry land, but in return, they definitely earned 100 karma points.
Managed to get its head stuck in a container after attempting to steal some milk in India. But thankfully, the locals were not mad at the cat for trying to steal their milk, and the container was eventually pulled off the feline's head and it was set free.
And sometimes even the tiniest creatures need help.
Get him on the boat.
These guys caught a huge turtle that was tangled in netting with sharp branches. They freed the animal and released it back into the water.
Oh yeah, look at him go.
Run away from sharks, but not in this case. This hero deserves respect, not just for refusing to ignore the situation, but for taking the risk of carrying the predator back into the water in his own arms. This goat was incredibly fortunate as the person with the knowledge to administer first aid was right there beside it, ready to help in time.